So, interesting, speaking of Rick Neuheisel, one of the highlights of my life was actually running into him one time several years ago at the Staples Center, downtown LA. It was for the Pac-12 championships, for the Pac-12 tournament. And of course I went there to see UCLA play basketball. And who do I notice in the corridors? Coach Neuheisel. And being the nice guy that he is, I didn't hesitate once to walk over to him and say hello. And so sure enough, I go over there, walk up to Coach Neuheisel. Nice as could be, so pleasant. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. Very, very nice guy. Couldn't be any nicer. And this was right after he was let go. So this was like 2011, like in the spring. He was let go, I think, around Christmas time, 2010. So I'm talking to him for a minute. Everything's great. And the next thing I know, who do I see? Coach Mora. Unbelievable. They're right next to each other. Actually, Neuheisel introduced me. He goes, "This is Jim Mora, the new coach." I go, "Wow. How are you, Coach?" And let me tell you, Coach Mora was the nicest guy I ever spoke to as far as athletics are concerned. What a great guy. Spoke to him for about 10 or 15 minutes. They hadn't even played a game. He hadn't been there more than 2 or 3 months. Actually, they were a couple days from starting spring practice. And he was telling me about the team, about the players, about the practice that was about to start in a few days, and how excited he was to become coach of the Bruins. And really was one of the treats to see that these guys were friendly. And then also Coach had Coach McClure as well. Angus McClure was actually hanging out with him as well and introduced me as well at the game. But yeah, that's just some neat stuff about the Bruins. It's a great program. Like anything, nothing's perfect. And what it comes down to is about championships. So these guys have immense amounts of pressure. So I understand sometimes things happen that they can control, they can't control. But the bottom line is it's the Bruin way. UCLA, fight, fight, fight. Go Bruins. Thank you for watching our show.